Welcome to today's video. It's a little bit different, this video, and probably the next couple will be a little different. We are in Costa Rica. It's February. It's Saturday the 25th of February 2023. And it is a beautiful morning. It is 5:42 a.m. Buenos dias, gracias. And this is where we're staying. We're up there on the 4th floor. And thankfully this morning it is just a little bit breezy. I'm in shorts, of course, t-shirt. So this bus is a little bit deceiving. This is a city bus. So when you look at a bus this size, you think of a large city. But we're in Tamarindo, Costa Rica. And it is a pretty small village, or town rather. Where David and I are staying, we're staying in a little community just outside of the village of Tamarindo. Langosta is the name of the town that we're in. Now, I know that sounds like it might be a distance, but Tamarindo is very small, so is this little community. And I'm just taking you around where I'm staying. It's a bit of a loop, but from where I am into like town center is probably 20 minutes. So it's a very short walk for us. And where I'm walking through right now is this is our community, Langosta. The ocean is to the west. Can't see it from this walk, unfortunately, but we will show you some beach in a later video. So I've just woke up, rolled out of bed, put on my clothes and my running shoes, and out the door I go. This is my typical morning every morning. I'm out this early because it gets so incredibly hot here, hot and humid. Every day we've been here, it's been 32. I think that's, what is that Fahrenheit? I'm not sure. 80 something? And it's also extremely humid, which does not factor into the climate. So it feels like, I don't know, it feels like 100. And here's a runner that I see every morning on my walk. She is devoted. We've been enjoying our time here. It's been very relaxing. But it's relaxing for us anyhow in Toronto because we're retired. So the real difference here is we call it not a vacation but a relocation. So we've been here for a month, and it's nice to be outside. We sit out. Our routine is much the same. We sit out to spend the morning reading, except we are on our balcony. Wouldn't be doing that in Toronto. So the side roads here are in Tamarindo as well, are dirt roads, not paved in other words, but the main roads that we're walking on are paved. There's a lot of dust here because a lot of the side roads, as I mentioned, are not paved. So when you're walking on the dusty roads, you get pretty dusty. So that's beach access for the public. These are all private. This is a hotel. And it's quite nice. We've come in just to snoop around, look around. I'm welcoming this breeze, so I'm sorry though if it is interfering with the audio. And this is just like a random field. As you can see, I'm not sure if the camera will pick it up, but I'm just doing a circle. So my morning walks, from the time I leave, do this loop, go all the way into town and back. It's about a 50 minute walk for me. So it's an opportunity for me to get my walks in every day and get a bit of exercise. We've been enjoying our stay here. We're leaving soon, actually, to go back home. Today's the 25th. We leave on the 28th. We arrived on February 1st. Speed bump here. And so I'm recording this video near the end of our stay. We've done quite a bit, it seems. And I took footage. Hopefully, the footage turns out and we can splice it into maybe this video or the next video, or maybe it might be a video onto its own. We went to go see crocodiles and their habitats, so we went on a river trip and saw crocodiles and monkeys and beautiful birds. I tried to record, but I'm not sure how well it picked up because we were a distance, obviously, from certainly the birds and the crocodiles. And, don't get me wrong, we didn't see a lot of crocodiles. We saw, most of them were in the water, so you could barely see them. This is all private, gated. Everything is gated here. Like the residences are walled and gated. I'm not sure why that is. Anyway, so hopefully we can show you some of that footage. We also spent a few days, about a 4-hour trip from here. We went to Lake Arnell, and it's in a very mountainous region. Well, it's on a mountain. Basically, the lake isn't, but the lake sits below. There's normally horses here, but there's a horse in the distance. Yeah, they just kind of walk along the streets. Oh, here's a horse. See, he's just out here, just chilling and doing his thing. Yeah, so Lake Arnell is it's absolutely beautiful. It's like a windsurfer's destination, dream destination. We went there. It's gorgeous. But we stayed on the mountain. Look at this gorgeous horse. Just yummy, 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 yum, yum. He's not fenced in or anything. And they normally aren't. And he and his bro are, just free range. So that leads to a residential area. But this area here is considered pretty bougie. Oh, look at this sign here. That's a tsunami evacuation site. So this is, because we're high up, it's considered a tsunami evacuation site. This house is being built. Darn, so what was I saying? Yeah, so we stayed in a beautiful, retreat location, they call it. It's called Magica or Mastica. It's another house here that is being built. See the walls? I don't understand. Like, the house looks gorgeous, but it's all walled. This is like a condo development. Again, you have security, and you're fenced in. There's a security guard on there. Here's another. Look at walled in. You're not getting in there unless you're given access. And just this random, like, empty lot. And you can see, as I mentioned, like the dirt roads. Look at the beautiful flowers here. I don't know the name of this beautiful floral tree, shrub. Gorgeous. So some of them almost look abandoned, but they're not. It's just a different way of looking after their lawns. Yeah, so the hotel was absolutely gorgeous. We had an outdoor shower, which was like wonderful. I think I've got a clip of that to show you because I just loved it. It was, we had floor to ceiling window on two walls. And then the outdoor shower. It was heavenly. It was gorgeous. And the interesting thing was, it was different climate up there. I actually wore, believe it or not, a very light sort of windbreaker jacket, which would be unheard of here right at this point. Here's another new build, big. Which, you wouldn't wear a jacket here because it's just way too hot. But it's really nice. This is probably, and I wouldn't say cool, but this is probably the most comfortable temperature I've walked since I've been here. It's very comfortable. And you can see here again, you see, walled in. There is no way you're getting through there. Jeez Louise. This is the condo next to ours. So yeah, as I was saying, Lake Cornell was quite lovely. The temperature was, as I mentioned, it was cooler than it was here. So we drove to the windsurfing location, which, I'm thinking it's, you just drive on a road and you get there, like most windsurfing locations that I've been to with David. But this was, you needed a 4-wheel drive. Luckily, that's what we had. It was a very rugged dirt road that only allowed one car to go through. So if there was a car coming towards you, either you or that car had to pull over. You had to find a good place to pull over so you didn't sink in the mud, and then let the other person get through. And it was really bumpy, so we were going super slow, like 5 miles an hour. My heart was in my throat because, being riddled with anxiety, I was thinking we're going to get stuck, and we're going to end up here for days until we're found, because getting to this location was in the middle of nowhere. So long story short, we finally got to the site, and there was a lot of windsurfers there. Well, I shouldn't say a lot. Considering what a perfect windsurfing location it was windy, the water was beautiful, the sand was beautiful, and it also had a, how can I explain it? It was sort of like a really hard clay surface for part of the beach. Like, just beautiful. It was almost prehistoric looking, like untouched. So gorgeous. I didn't record because it was misting, very light mist. and I was concerned about the camera because the camera is not at all waterproof. So I think David took some pictures. Maybe we can somehow get those pictures incorporated into one of these videos so you can see how beautiful that beach was. Anyhow, so we obviously safely made it there. I made it out. This is a rather sad looking wisteria plant, or tree rather. It's that beautiful lavender lilac color. I'm surprised this is as dry looking as it is. Now, I should kind of back that up with, I think this is considered dry season right now. As you can see, there's a lot of dried field. So yeah, we spent a few days there, and it was really only, I think, just over 100 was it just over 100 kilometers, which wouldn't be far by our standards in North America, Canada. But because the roads here, there's I think two street lights, and the roads themselves are windy and narrow. And I think there's more cars than the infrastructure can keep up with. Some of the roads that we went on when we went to the national park to see the alligators were really rugged. So you have to not mind being on bouncy, on a bouncy, not road, but being bounced around in your vehicle for about at least an hour. I didn't mind it, actually. Drivers were really good, so that's comforting. The roads are narrow, and then there's no guardrail. It's just there's either a large ditch or cliff. So we just got out of Langosta neighborhood, and I just want to show you a bit more. I'm going to do another video right in Tamarindo. So yeah, it was about a 3-hour journey for just over 100 kilometers, which is a lot of time spent in the car. When, I thought, when David said it was just around 100 kilometers away or so, I thought, oh yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer. But then, he did remind me it's windy roads, and it's not as the crow flies. It's not a straight line. It's windy and zigzaggy. So we're staying at an Airbnb in a really nice condominium complex. It's very quiet. It has a pool, which I don't go to, but just not into the chlorine. The beach is probably a 10-minute walk away. This is gorgeous, this residence. It's beautiful. And the grounds, so just outside of their place. It's really nice, really nice. Yeah, so I'm out this early. As I mentioned, I want to get out before the sun rises. So Costa Rica is a country in Central America. The capital is San Jose. And the cool thing is Costa Rica observes Central Standard Time, so there is no daylight savings time here. Pardon me. There is no military. Long ago, they dismantled the military. And that money has since been put towards education and healthcare. Talk about civilized. The official language here is Spanish. And unlike Mexico, for example, we went to Mexico a few years back, the majority of people, at least where we were, spoke English. Here, English is definitely, if at all, a distant second language. It's very rural, Costa Rica, or Tamarindo, where we've been. Certainly we went to Lake Arnell, which is also very rural. And what I mean by that is, like, there is certainly a transportation system here and paved roads, as you can see. But just outside of the main town, it's very rural. It's dirt roads, dirt sidewalks. Half the time there's no sidewalks. We went, when we first came here, to a grocery store. Like when we came from the airport, we stopped at a grocery store and loaded up for groceries, which, by the way, I found to be extremely expensive. Very expensive. We spent over $200 on at the grocery store and didn't buy staples really, other than milk and juice. There's no meat or vegetable oil or olive oil or anything like that. Yogurt, orange juice, apples, just a few things. Really, just a few things. The cart wasn't even full, and it was around $200 Canadian, which blew my mind. That's what I would spend doing a Costco run, and I'd have a basket full of supplies and food. So, yeah, it is not cheap here. The restaurants are comparable as far as price, so that's at least what we found. And as far as like souvenirs, or if you want to pick up a swimsuit or cover up, or, cute shirt or something, I have to say the quality is not that great and the prices are quite high. So I was a bit saddened by that, only because I can't see there being a lot of purchasing. I'm sure there must be, stores wouldn't exist, but I was really surprised that the quality just wasn't there. So what else can I tell you about Costa Rica? There's a population of 5 million. It is, as I mentioned, it's it's also rainforest. The coastal lines are the Caribbean and the Pacific. We're on the Pacific side. And from a geographical standpoint, Nicaragua, is to the north, and Panama is to the south. Now, one thing I want to point out is, if you've been hearing any howling, I've almost become immune to it. Sort of like a bark-like howl. Those are, if you heard that, hopefully the audio picked that up. Those are howler monkeys that are living in the trees. And you don't see them on the ground. You really only just hear them. But you can see, not hear so much, closer to where we are, you'll see them traveling across the electrical lines, and there's been a couple of spots where man-made lines are in place for the monkeys to cross. Hopefully you heard that howler monkey. So it's warm all year round here, and between December and April is usually the most stable months, and rain, I think, happens earlier in the year. I mean, you can hear those monkeys. Okay, folks, I'm just going to conclude this video right here, and I will pick up in the village of Tamarindo. This is Boomer Girl Walking, signing off.